Mike Bohn here with the former UFC bantamweight champ, Sean O'Malley, Sean, I feel like we're kind of hitting a couple of critical anniversaries here. 8 years and one day ago, you got your UFC contract on Contender Series. And then 2 years ago today, you defeated Aljamain Sterling to become UFC champion. Let's start with the first one because Contender Series, we're in week 2 right now, still going strong, the show. When you see like this kind of coming around every year, does it at all allow you to reflect on where you came from in terms of your UFC journey?
Yeah, 100%. Every time it comes around, it's always like, damn, it feels like time is absolutely flying by. It's wild. Yeah, it's always nice to kind of comes around, reflect on it, see what we've been able to accomplish, and it's good to kind of sit back and look at that.
Yeah, and you were so early in like the inception of the show, right? Like you when you started your MMA career, that wasn't even like a goal to get to, but now guys who are starting their careers like 8 years later, it's probably like you're thinking about that from day one. That's how I'm going to get my UFC journey. Do you see guys in the gym, people that you train with that are like that's the goal is to get to Contender Series first?
Absolutely. Everybody that's coming up right now in the gym that's wanting to amateur turn pro to get in UFC, it's like let's get on the Contender Series. That's the Contender Series is the second biggest MMA promotion in the world. It's huge. That is the goal, is to get the Contender Series, put on a performance, to get into UFC. So that is for sure the goal for the up and coming guys.
Do you have any teammates or friends on this particular season?
Yeah, Tommy McMillan's fighting in 2 weeks. Got a really tough fight. He's fighting David Ngoyo or something. I think it's Armin Sarukian's cousin, and it's two undefeated guys. This fight could be on most of the Contender Series fights. This one specifically could be on the UFC. It should be, it's UFC caliber fight. So very excited for that one.
Yeah, what do you kind of advice do you give him? I mean, it's a different era now. He's not fighting in front of Snoop Dogg or anything like that, but it's still obviously a super big deal.
I mean, just go out there and be himself. There's very few people that are literally like born to fight. This kid's been around fighting his entire life, wrestling, growing up, just around the fight scene in Montana. He's also from Montana, where Tim and I are from. So it's actually pretty cool to see him fight, getting on the Contender Series. He moved down when he was 18 years old. Lived at my house for a while. And so it's really cool to see. But his style is just wild. He's a wild motherfucker. He can wrestle really good. And so I think UFC is gonna love him. I think he's gonna go out there and put on a beautiful performance.
Love it. Well, there's your sales pitch for week 4. Everyone, make sure to tune in for that one. What about the other one, Sean? When you see, the UFC reposting clips of your knockout of Aljo, I know you posted it as well. Like, does that give you motivational feelings? Do you kind of think back? What does it make you feel like when you see those knockout highlights?
To be honest, I haven't saw. I don't. I'm off social media. Off social media, so I haven't actually seen the clips going around or the highlights going around or whatever. But I definitely was aware. Today was the day. I told the guys that upload my stuff, hey, post this today. 2 years. 2 years. It's wild how fast that flew by. Like it feels like just last week we are flying to Boston and getting ready for that fight. So it's crazy how it flies by. And I'm definitely gonna rewatch the fight today, and take a little bit of you try to find a little motivation, a little inspiration from wherever you can get it, and rewatching that today is gonna feel good.
Yeah, and like even just sitting here before you watch it, do you kind of know what it's going to make you feel like? Is it going to make you be like, I knew what I got in this for. I want that feeling again.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that one specifically was just so wild because we were just like a lamb out there to get slaughtered. Like the camp was absolutely not, it was horrible. And Aljamain Sterling, in my opinion, and I would still say even over Marab, Aljamain's a worse matchup for me than Marab. Like Aljo is the number one bantamweight. I mean, I think Marab kind of surpassed him, but for me, matchup wise, Aljo was the worst matchup in the division for me, and we go out there and put his lights out. It's a good feeling.
Yeah, that was a spectacular night. Aljo's fighting this weekend against Brian Ortega. How do you think he does in that one?
I'm excited for that fight. I love that he moved up to 45, and there's been some, there's interesting matchups there. Ortega versus Aljo's very interesting fight. I'm excited to go out there and watch it. I really do like Ortega. I've talked to him quite a bit backstage. We've been on the a lot of cards together. So I do like Ortega a lot, but I also do, I do like Aljo a lot as a person too, and I want to continue to see him win and do really well. So I'm excited for that fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Are you like an all nighter? Do you stay up for the late night, middle of the night UFC cards on the other side of the world, or is that like a wake up and watch the replay type of thing?
Um, Well, yeah, I guess I didn't really realize what time it was, but I definitely don't fuck around with my sleep schedule. I'm not staying
Yeah.
up to watch nothing. In bed, asleep, 10:30, 10:30, and that's an every night thing. No messing around with that. So I'll have to wake up and rewatch those.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're keeping very disciplined. I mean, I know it's a great quote I saw recently. I don't know if you had shared it or said it. Like, a great man is addicted to discipline, and it seems like you're
Mm.
kind of staying true to that, even in the aftermath of the fight. This is just your life now. It seems like.
Yeah, 100%. I'm trying to take full advantage of being, you know, 30. Trying to I want to fight as many times as I can while I can fight. Like I don't want to I'm not messing around. We're sleeping good, we're eating good, we're in the gym, we're training, we're trying to get better, and I have a lot more to go out there and improve.
Yeah. So that comment on the Timbo Sugar Show, where you said like it's possible I may never fight again, like was that kind of tongue in cheek?
I mean, you just never know. Life comes at you fast, but there's no plans as of now to stop fighting. But just putting life into perspective, you never know what's gonna happen. So every time I get on the mats and I'm training, I'm grateful for that session.
And I know you spoke a little bit on that show as well about like maybe you looked at a very quick turnaround after the fight with Marab. That didn't happen. How have you reassessed things now? Because we obviously have a title fight booked. Seems like looking at the rankings, a lot of the top 10 bantamweights are booked too. When you kind of look at the lay of the land, what are you seeing that could make sense for you?
Yeah, I don't know. I'd like to fight again November, December, get one more in by the end of the year. I'm gonna go talk to UFC in 2 weeks. I'll sit down with Hunter, chat with him, and see where their heads at, and go from there.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And there's some fights to happen and everything. Are you surprised that I know like Marab has said he wants to be very active, all that stuff, but like he's putting it in motion. He's fighting Corey in about 6 weeks here. Were you surprised that he actually did that and made that quick turn?
The dude jumped into a frozen lake on top of his head. Not surprised that he's fighting back to back to back times. He's a savage. He's just got that. He's built for fighting, and why not take advantage of it? You know, and not surprised at all.
Yeah. Do you think Corey has much of a chance? What do you think he has to do to win?
100%. Yeah, Corey. I mean, God, it's so Rob's. He is improving each fight, but he's still to this day. I watch him. I'm like, God, I know I can knock that motherfucker out. He's sloppy in certain positions, and he's beatable. He's definitely beatable. And Corey, you can't count Corey out. Corey's one of the most skilled guys in the UFC, not just in the bantamweight division. Can't count Corey out. Um, I'm very curious to see how that fight plays out. What happens if Rob gets a hold of Corey? Rob felt like a fucking super strong. Weirdly, just you know, super strong. So I'm curious to see what kind of scrambles Corey can create, and if he can give him any trouble. So excited for that
Yeah.
fight.
Do you think when Marab loses, whether it's to you, to Corey, or someone else, like that will be how he loses? He's going to get caught and he's going to get knocked out cold. Like that's the way you have to beat him.
Yeah, I mean, dude's got crazy cardio. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's who knows how many more fights he's got. He's getting a little bit older. He goes out there, fights one or two more times. He could, call it quits, retire,
Mhm.
not lose again. So, um, we'll see.
Yeah, and last thing here, Sean, before I let you go, new era in our sport coming. I know you said you might fight before the end of the year, but if you end up fighting in 26, it'll be in this Paramount era. You're someone who was a champion, a defending champion on pay-per-views, had that whole element of your career. How is this going to change the sport? How do you think it's going to change things for people competing for championships, holding championships?
Yeah, I wish I had some answers for you. I guess I mean, I don't know. It's something I'm gonna bring up to UFC when I talk to them and ask them the same questions, like what's gonna change. But to be honest, I'm just grateful to be in the UFC, grateful to have the relationship I have with the UFC, and I want to continue to be a good partner for them. And if I can make them money, they'll pay me good. And so it's gonna continue to do what I do, and I need to go out there and put on a impressive performance before I feel like I can go and sit down and really talk more about wanting more money.
Yeah, that's fair. And you can completely not answer this question if you choose to, but a lot of the talk around this was like champions were maybe not getting the pay-per-view tiers of their contracts activated, like through certain things. I know your fights were big. Were you, getting compensated in that way where, you were happy with the pay-per-view structure?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wasn't. I was happy with it. I mean, it's everyone knows how crazy illegal streaming is, and how many. It's just the streaming platform, the illegal streaming platforms were just taking over pay per view, so it makes sense to get away from that and to go the way they're going. But yeah, I was happy with where I was at pay per view wise.
No, that's great to hear. So you said November, December. If they said one of the two, New York or Vegas, I know you're a Vegas guy. I know the taxes are different, but any part of you like keen to experiment maybe at Madison Square Garden fight? Is that on your bucket list anywhere?
Um, there. I mean, if someday maybe. I'm not too set on it. Like I'd rather fight. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Either one again. Like if it's up to me, I'd probably pick Vegas, but it ain't up to me. It's up to UFC.
Yeah, well, we'll be eagerly awaiting the details from your meeting in a couple weeks, Sean. Appreciate the time. Obviously, congratulations on everything you've done from the Contender
Thank you.
Series to the UFC career. Many good days ahead. So it's always great talking to you. You're an asset to the sport, man. Appreciate you.
Yep. Thank you. Appreciate you, brother. Have a good day.